everyone, and welcome back to Killed Cheese.
Do. A little extra today. A little extra. Okay. You're welcome.
A little spicy today.
Whoa. Calm down.
Episode 5, guys.
EP 5. A happy Thursday.
Happy, not so happy Thursday.
Whoa, what the fuck?
I brought you a kind of disturbing story today.
Oh, fuck. What's it called?
My brother is downstairs watching TV, but we buried him a week ago.
The math is not mathing. I don't think the math is mathing on that one.
I don't think so either. This is by code_exile 1911.
Cool name, bro. What's that cool name?
Yeah.
That was a good story. Better than the name, I hope.
I doubt it. It had been 10 years since I was last home, since I last walked through the large blue door with the welcome mat out front. They tried to resell the house after we left. Well, forced out would be more accurate. They never could sell the house. It was kind of hard to sell a house with the stigma of a suicide attached to it. For 10 years, I've been haunted by that.
Yeah, that would be hard to sell, actually.
Yep, I think so. For 10 years, I've been haunted by that day, the day my father took his own life, the day my mother lost her mind, and the day my brother came back from the dead.
God damn, that's a lot happening in one day.
Dun, dun, dun.
Like, what the fuck? That's a eventful Thursday.
All in one day. My brother, Max, had disappeared during the last few days of his camping trip. He went to a camp called Camp Mandatory, right outside of that freaky town called Sleepy Falls.
Sleepy Falls. There you go.
I really thought I was about to read Sleepy Hollow. I was like, ooh, okay. It was one of those small towns that had existed since colonial times, but wasn't on any map. And the only way you could find it is if you've been there before or someone who'd been there before showed you the way. So that's interesting.
Off the map, motherfucker, right
Off
there.
the grid. When we got word that Max went missing, we drove 4 hours to Camp Mandatory to assist in the search. My dad stayed silent the whole trip, and so did I. The silence in the car was broken by my mother's occasional sobs and repeating to herself, "My baby boy will find you." Ugh,
that's a long fucking car ride, son.
That was so heartbreaking.
4 hours and a fucking 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it don't get much worse than that.
Nope. When we reached the town of Sleepy Falls, we cut through the market district since it was the fastest route to the camp. Shopkeepers and shoppers alike stepped out of their stores and just stared at us as we drove by. No smiles, no waves. They just stared. I remember... Wow. Thank you, Jacob.
Oops.
Asshole. No smiles, no waves. They just stared. I remember when we visited this place years ago. I was just a kid, but something about this town rubbed me the wrong way. When we arrived at the camp, we were greeted by a tall, skinny man with dark hair cut into a bowl cut and dark-rimmed glasses. It's the bowl cut, bro. That is
bowl cut.
That
That's
is so
creepy.
off-putting. It's so off-putting.
Tall-ass dude with a fucking bowl on his head.
No.
Be weird. I'd be off-put, as you'd say.
Off-putting.
Off-putting.
You should be off-putting.
Call me fat again. I'll cry later. Moving on.
Hello, my name is Simon. I'm one of the counselors here. You must be the Turners, the skinny man said, extending his hand to my father. Grant, this is my wife, Nicole, and my daughter, Riley, my dad answered as he firmly shook Simon's hand. Simon looked at my mother and me and then back to my father. We're doing all we can to look for Max. We have the local sheriff and his 2 deputies helping in the search, he said. That's it? Just the sheriff and his 2 lackeys? Where's the police, the FBI? I demanded. This is my brother we're talking about. Riley, be silent, my father yelled.
Yeah, man,
she's not wrong, though. Like,
it makes sense. Like, only 2? The fuck are they gonna do?
She's not wrong. So why
I mean, Stranger Things, there's only 2. Just saying.
They were the only ones who weren't behind
folks.
They weren't the only ones.
They didn't help at all. Just Hopper.
He was the only one who wasn't paid off. He was the only one not in anybody's pockets.
Oh,
I shut up quickly. My father wasn't a loud man. He got angry and raised his tone hardly ever, so when he did, it was always a surprise. The town would prefer to keep this localized event for now. Besides, we also have the counselors and volunteer campers assisting in the search. Simon smiled. Ooh, he smiled? No.
Bro, just a smile. Calm down.
Your child is missing. No.
Yeah, it's a little weird, actually.
Yeah. We'll help too, my father said. My mother and I nodded in agreement. The search lasted all through the night and into the early morning. We would take shifts during the search. One party would go through the woods to search while the other stayed at camp and rested until the groups switched. I was a part of the night search along with my dad and Simon. We never found anything during our search. No clothing, no blood, no answers to our calls. When we returned to camp to switch parties, the sun was barely peeking through the trees. Coffee? Simon asked, holding 2 coffee cups and offering one of them to me. Sure, thanks, I answered, taking the blue cup from his hand. He looked at me for a moment, attempting to read me. Maybe he was trying to find words to say to me. Can I help you with something? I asked. Rude.
I'm bored.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to stare, he answered. No, I'm sorry. That was rude of me. Damn right.
God.
Simon was maybe a year or 2 older than me. I'm sure he's worried about Max too, having spent the last couple of months with him. Maybe he had a younger brother also and felt empathetic. Do you travel here to volunteer at the camp every year? I asked, trying to make small talk. Oh, actually, I'm a local. I live in town with my uncle, he answered. Oh, I see. Hey, is the town always this weird when people travel through it? I asked. Weird? Oh, well, we don't get a lot of outsiders here, so whenever someone travels through, people get curious, he laughed. Curious? Those looks we got were not the looks of curiosity. They were the look that said, you don't belong here.
Ugh. Small town bitches. Saying you don't belong in our small town. Fuck off. You'll be okay. That's when I'm just trying to eat Waffle House.
I'm just trying to eat my motherfucking Waffle House, bro.
Sad.
So, if you're native to the area, you should know these woods pretty well, huh? I suggested. Not really. The woods always change after summer, he said. What do you mean by that? I asked. He looked back at me with a panic written all over his face. Oh, it's just a saying we have around here. Like when the seasons change, so do the trees. And you know every tree looks the same. He laughed nervously.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Something's off-putting. Off-putting's today's phrase. Off-putting.
Off-putting or off-putting?
Fuck off.
Like Jacob should be.
Sad.
Okay, I love him very much.
Mm-hmm.
Before I could pry further, the sheriff's deputies came running back into the camp. We found something, he said, out of breath. My dad immediately jumped out of his car. He wobbled for a moment from exhaustion, but immediately began walking towards the deputy. His chair, not his car. I'm sorry. Show me, he demanded. The deputy nodded in agreement and took my dad into the forest. They found my brother. He was dead. Exposure was ruled as the cause of death. They found his body naked, lying face down in a creek.
Exposure.
I mean, like hypothermia.
Oh.
Exposure to the elements. Well, actually, no, it's not hypothermia because it's summer. But
heat.
Just
stroke.
Yeah, just the elements.
Okay. Damn, that sucks.
I know. They found his body naked, lying face down in a creek. They explained this phenomenon as that. They explain this as a phenomenon that happens during the events of hypothermia. His back was torn open, exposing his spine, and some of his organs were missing. They explain this.
Fuck?
They explain this with an animal predation.
Yeah.
I thought this was a summer camp.
There's animals in the woods, honey. But I don't think animals ripping out spines and organs.
But they said this. They explain this as a phenomenon that can happen during events of hypothermia. I thought it was summer. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe the water's cold. I don't fucking know.
I guess.
Why was he naked?
I guess we're going to find out. The drive home was quiet. Quieter than the drive there, of course. My mother didn't cry. She was still in shock. I tried to hold everything in. I wanted to cry. I wanted to throw up, and I wanted to die. I didn't want to feel this kind of pain. My father, as per usual, didn't say a word, quiet and stoic, as always. The funeral was a few weeks later, open casket. The mortuary did a good job making Max look as close to alive as he could be. I had hoped that he would just hop up and tell us it was all an elaborate prank, but he never jumped up, never smiled, and never laughed. I missed his laugh.
Damn.
I know. I don't open casket funerals. Just
Yeah.
They paint their faces to make them look like they're sleeping. It's like
Really?
yeah,
I didn't know that.
they have makeup artists.
Interesting. Didn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Hey Riley, I'm sorry for your loss. A short, chubby kid with a crew cut said to me.
Always with the haircuts.
I know they really like describing their haircuts. Oh hey Benny, I didn't recognize you. You got a haircut? I asked.
Just fucking hair. Get a haircut, bro. Where's your bowl cut at?
Yeah, my mom said my hair wasn't an appropriate length for a funeral, he said, brushing his hand against his short hair.
Appropriate length for a funeral. Oh my God.
I fucked up, Benny began to cry.
What?
If I didn't get summer school, I would have been there with Max. I could have watched his back, made sure he stayed safe, he sobbed. Oh, survivor's guilt. I wrapped my arms around him and pulled him close to comfort him. I patted his back to give him a bit of security. As I did, I could feel something poke against my leg. Ew,
weird.
Benny, what the fuck? I asked as I pushed him away.
Oh wow! I thought it made some complete. I was like, Libby, don't go there. But it meant that.
It meant that. Sorry, I've never been hugged by a girl before. Not one that wasn't my mom, he said, wiping away his tears.
Dude.
What? Is this
That's
necessary?
so out of nowhere.
This is
Random
necessary?
boner at a funeral?
Oh my God.
That is.
It's
wow.
okay, I said. When we returned.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine, Benny.
Jesus.
Put it away, Benny. When we returned home, my dad locked himself in the den, and my mom began cooking all of Max's favorite dishes and cleaning the kitchen over and over again. A week had passed. My dad never came out of the den, took his meals in there, and only ever came out to go to the bathroom and occasionally shower. Mom slept in Max's room on his bed and said it smelled like him. I could hear her cries at night, muffled in his pillow by my wall. There were nights when I wanted to sneak out, but I could never bring myself to leave. One morning, I was up in my room just listening to music, staring at the posters that littered my ceiling. I heard a loud pop downstairs. I immediately jumped up and ran out the door and down the stairs. What the fuck happened? I screamed as I entered the kitchen. What I saw down there, I couldn't explain. It was my brother, or something that looked like my brother, being embraced by my mother. It looked like Max, but not right. His skin hung wrong on his body, like a sheet covering a coat rack.
What the fuck? What's going on?
It wasn't Max. Not the one we buried, but something trying to imitate him. Skinwalker.
Fucking skinwalker.
Skinwalker. Nope.
The deers. They look at you weird. Or they come to your door and just stare at you.
Fuck you. What the fuck? I screamed as I turned around and ran back upstairs and slammed my bedroom door. Me too.
Pretty much.
I looked at my bed and saw the cordless phone lying on it. I immediately picked it up and called 911. I could hear a small click in between the rings. It was a sound I knew all too well when Max used to listen in on my conversations with my friends. It was listening. 911, what's your emergency? The operator asked. Hello, please send help. I'm at 3232 W Holly Lane, I said desperately. West Holly Lane, sorry. What is happening there? The operator asked. It's my brother. He's downstairs with my mother. I think my father shot himself, I cried. Your father shot himself. Okay, we'll send a cruiser and an ambulance on your way, the operator said. No, that's not it. My brother disappeared a month ago at summer camp. They found his body in the woods and we buried him last week. That thing downstairs is not my brother, I screamed. I couldn't help but break down and cry.
Damn.
Ma'am, can you repeat that? Is this a prank call? The operator asked on the line.
Is this a prank call?
If it is a prank call, you can still react. The worst thing is you overreacted.
Yeah,
I hate that
He already
shit.
said that, the dad killed himself.
That's what she said.
Fuck.
Help, there's an intruder in my house. I'm in danger, and my mom is in danger. He shot my father. Help, I screamed as I hung up the phone, hoping they'd take me seriously. I had to escape somehow to save Mom, I thought to myself. That's when I heard a knock at my door.
Oh, fuck you. Nope. Man, fuck no.
Wait.
No.
Riley, Mom made pancakes. Come on down, the voice continued. Oh no, I skipped a part. Riley, let me in. Let's watch cartoons together, the voice said on the other side of my door. I quickly but quietly began to open my window leading outside. Riley, Mom made pancakes. Come on down, the voice continued.
Nope. Fuck you.
It sounded like Max, but not like Max. It sounded like someone trying to imitate Max's voice, his cadence, but not quite getting it.
Skinwalker. Maybe.
I began the climb down. I'd made this climb dozens of times before, but I was always able to take my time. I was about halfway down when I began to hear something slamming into my door upstairs.
Slamming into my door.
I heard
thoughts of trying to break down the door.
I heard my door cracking and splintering with each slam against it.
There's your answer.
I didn't have time to finish the climb. I had to jump the rest of the way. It was about another 10 feet down, but I didn't want to accidentally twist my ankle or something.
That'd be some shit.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan trying to get away. Oh, my ankle.
I aimed for the bushes below. The landing was a bit rough, but the worst I got was some scratches from thorns and branches in the bushes.
Fuck it, run.
I couldn't go back through the front door to get Mom. I needed to arm myself. I had to go through the window in the study. It was a tight fit, but I pushed my way through. My dad sat in the chair, his mouth agape. A crown of bone and brains adored the back of his head.
Jesus fuck. God damn.
His cherished 1911 was on the floor next to him.
Oh my God. The guy's name who wrote the story was Colt 1911.
It
the
was
fucking gun.
Code something
Oh,
1911.
well, 1911's still the gun.
Yeah.
Damn.
Scattered through the den were various plates of half-eaten food and a lot of crumpled up paper. Upon further inspection of the notes, I realized they were suicide notes. My dad had been planning on ending his own life for days, and finally seeing that thing wearing my brother's face must have finally pushed him over the edge.
You think he'd try to save the mom first?
You would think.
Fuck, I don't know.
Well, he locked himself in the study after his son died and left his wife to deal with it by herself. So
exactly. So he wasn't running out. He wasn't out of the room at all.
Nope.
Fuck.
I thought about grabbing the 1911, but I didn't fully know how to use it.
Fucking aim and pull the trigger, bro. It's a gun.
The shotgun, on the other hand, was now in the open gun cabinet. I was more intimate with it. Dad taught me how to shoot it. Always bruised my shoulder, but he said that it was one of the best options for home defense.
True.
I loaded in 3 shells of buckshot into the tube, followed by 2 slugs and 1 in the chamber.
Jesus, brother. He's ready.
She
is ready.
I grabbed a handful of shells and put them in the front pocket of my flannel shirt I was wearing. I slowly opened the door that led out into the hallway, past my parents' room, past the kitchen. I saw my mom still on the ground, crying into the tile still. "Mom," I whispered, "you need to run." She didn't respond. She just stood up and brushed herself off. "Oh, hi, Riley. I was about to make pancakes for your brother. Can you tell him to wash up?"
Fuck you. Huh? Fuck no. She's in it. She's in on it.
She smiled, her eyes blank with emotion.
Smiled.
"Fuck," I said to myself. I heard up the stairs, this is a typo. I head up the stairs, pushed the butt of the shotgun against my shoulder, ready for the thing to pounce at the top of the stairs. It never came. I checked my room. The door had been broken down, but there was no sign of the thing. I checked my brother's room as well, just in case this thing had the courtesy of closing the door behind it. Nothing there either. Just my brother's unmade bed, the way my mother had last left it. It was then I heard the TV downstairs turn on at an exceedingly high volume. I quickly turned around and headed back downstairs past the kitchen, where I saw my mom still standing in the exact same spot, exactly with a whisk in her hand stirring at the air. I walked into the living room and saw the thing sitting on the couch watching cartoons. Skinwalker. Skinwalker.
No bueno.
I raised the shotgun toward the back of what you'd call its head and readied my finger on the trigger. Is it time for cartoons? It said, almost perfectly imitating Max's voice. I hesitated for a moment. Its head spun around like an owl's.
Oh, fuck you.
Fuck you.
Nope.
No, thank you.
Nope.
And it looked at me with its blackened eyes.
God damn.
It reminded me of a deer's eyes after you've killed it. It's a skinwalker. What I've been saying, guys. It startled me and made my blood run cold. It was the first time seeing it up close. I was startled by its expression and fired the shotgun, clipping the top of its head with the slug. It shrieked at me as it jumped up from the couch onto the ceiling and began crawling around like a spider.
Fuck
Its limbs gnarled like the branches of a tree, and its body twisted like a rag being run out.
God damn.
I aimed up at it as it began crawling over my head. This time I hit center mass.
Yeah, don't fucking miss.
Its body fell on top of me.
Oh, that's so.
Why? Okay, but why would you shoot it when it's right above you?
Oh, because it's going to jump on you? The fuck?
I'd rather it.
No, you don't.
I don't know. Its body fell on top of me, pinning me to the ground. The shotgun was knocked out of my hands, out of reach.
Of course. Classic bullshit.
A black sap-like fluid oozed out of its mouth and chest wound. It stank like that of rotting food and putrid water. The thing was heavy, like a tree had fallen on me. I pushed and crawled my way out from under it. I was almost out before it grabbed my ankle.
Who saw that fucking coming?
The large brambled fingers began splitting out from its hands, wrapping around my leg.
Fuck no.
You. Fuck you. I could see the top of its head where I had shot it earlier. It pulsated like an organ that had grain running through it, similar to wood.
Jesus. Okay.
It looked up at me as its face began to split open, revealing rows of bony teeth running down its vertical maw. So its mouth opens this way, up and down. No.
So does your mouth. Your mouth opens up and down, sweetheart.
I'm like, it's a line going down instead of across.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying?
I see. You're like a zipper.
Okay, so technically it opens side to side instead of up and down. Whatever. Anyway. Where was I at?
I don't know. Somewhere.
I turned to see the shotgun behind me. I lay back and tried to reach it, but I could barely touch it.
Where's the fucking cops at?
The creature's maw began to get wider as the tendrils wrapped up my thigh just below my shorts. I took a deep breath and pulled back further, throwing myself further back. My skin was ripping and peeling at my thigh where the creature grasped me. I grabbed the shotgun and pulled it towards me. I pumped the next shell into the chamber, splitting the empty one across the carpet. I raised it toward the face of this creature. As I did, a flash of memories of Max hit me. I couldn't tell if these were my memories or the creature doing an attempt to catch me off guard. I didn't stop. I didn't blink. I pulled the trigger.
Good.
The buckshot hit its exposed face point blank as it recoiled in pain, howling with a deafening scream.
Ugh.
I pumped the next shell ready to finish it off. It uncoiled its tendrils from my leg and crashed through the large living room window, escaping. A few moments later, I could hear sirens coming up our street.
There they are.
It's gone.
God damn.
Yep,
Took their fucking time, bro.
But it's gone now. And you know what it looks like when she's got a shotgun in her hand? Her dad's dead with a gunshot wound in the next room.
Well, honey, you can tell what kind of gun does the damage.
Yeah, okay.
Honey, a shotgun and a pistol are very different things.
Listen to the rest of the story, sir, and I will tell you what happens.
Okay.
There was no explanation for the events that happened that day. The cops wouldn't have believed my story anyway. They chalked it up to being teenage hysteria due to a combination of my brother's death and my father's suicide. Okay, so they didn't blame her for it.
Of course, they didn't fucking blame her.
My mom never recovered and ended up in a home. I was supposed to graduate that year and start college the next. Instead, I got evaluated. They said I had PTSD and depression and that I was probably bipolar too. Said I was a potential danger to myself. Even so, I never told anyone what really happened. I didn't want to end up like where my mom was. I still visit her from time to time. She recognizes me but always says the same thing. Tell your brother to go wash up for breakfast. So why am I here, back at this house, this decrepit memory? A part of me hopes it is here. It being it.
The skinwalker or whatever the fuck.
But the other reason is because when the cops were coming back then, I hid the shotgun in a loose floorboard I hadn't known about. I could get any firearm I needed for what I was about to do, but this one I have a personal history with. And I don't know what that thing was that killed my brother and took his form. Years of research led me to various shapeshifters, skinwalkers, and legends like that.
There you go.
It's a skinwalker. I do know that it came from a forest near Sleeping Falls, and that town has always bothered me. I knew it was time to go back. Is she about to go kill all the skinwalkers up there? Or is she about to go just
fuck? I have no idea.
pump that entire town full of lead?
Remember, they said the woods change.
True.
So what changes? That was it, guys. That was skinwalker fucking craziness. My lord. Ugh. Nasty motherfuckers.
Yeah, that was a
Ugh.
that was a creepy, gory, nasty one. Skinwalkers freak me out, dude.
No fucking bueno. But guys, I'm guessing if you're watching the video right now, you are on YouTube or Spotify. If you want to listen to us on audio, it's Apple, Spotify, and by every other fucking place it's an audio podcast. There's also clips of us everywhere. Might be watching a clip right now. You never know. Also, you can email us. It's in the bio of wherever you are. Your story.
Yes, please. We would love some listener tales. That'd be awesome.
Fictional, real, who gives a fuck? Just you send it.
And we'll read it.
Maybe. If it's good, make it good.
If it's not good, we'll give it an honorable mention. Don't worry.
We will see y'all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.